Hey.
Oh, hi.
Welcome, Cam Morton, to the pod.
Oh, man, I thought I was coming over here to get fucked by you two, but instead
That's after the pod.
Well, I might
time.
still get fucked, yeah.
There's still time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, we do the Adam 22. We interview first, and then we fuck them after.
Fair
How
enough.
does that podcast work? I've never watched it.
Plug talk?
Yeah.
Yeah, him and his wife interview porn stars, and then they have sex with them after.
That rules.
Well, like but it's on OnlyFans, so it's like during the podcast.
Do they have an audio-only version?
I think it's got to be only video
That'd be really good for being in traffic and smoking a cigarette with your window down.
for blind guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what's
I know,
funny
right?
about that? Like, audio-only porn would not work, but at the same time, if I have to watch porn on mute, that's a big problem for me.
Well, yeah, that's true. That is
Yeah.
true. But isn't there, like, ASMR porn now? Where it's just, like, a woman just, like, talking you through it?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah.
like...
Yeah. Like jerk-off instruction. that
Yeah,
kind of-
Yeah,
JOI,
yeah.
yeah.
That's, like, pretty big now, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could ever do that, though. I don't know.
God, it
Never
is so-
never gotten its grasp on me.
Yeah.
It
Not a
is
fan.
so fucking easy for women to make money.
Yeah, dude.
I was just
It's
saying that
crazy.
the other day. I was like, if I was a chick, I would be a fucking millionaire, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah,
not.
we just had like an extended conversation on the last podcast about like the mental damage that OnlyFans girls are gonna do to their potential kids, like when those kids' friends find out. But just doing ASMR, like that's harmless.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, why not?
Well,
Feet pics. You
Feet
know?
pics. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was telling my roommate. My roommate's a nurse, and I was like, we should do an OnlyFans of just your feet. It doesn't have to be anything gross.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't know, squashing some grapes. You know, like
Yeah.
maybe I stick like a paintbrush between your toes and you can paint a picture or something. Like, I'll take pictures and
Yeah.
shit.
Just do like that, like the kids' haunted house things, you know?
Yeah.
Like the eyeball grapes, but just with feet. There's a market.
And you get ASMR from that as well.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, true. That's doubling up.
Yeah.
Double dipping.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried a bit a while ago. It didn't work, but maybe it was just the wrong audience that just like OnlyFans is single-handedly closing the wage gap.
Yes.
It's like no men are making money other than Adam 22, who's doing it by having multiple women. with
Yeah,
him,
exactly, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You gotta do something like extremely gross, so that
True.
people like Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer
Right.
pay
Talk
you a
about
bunch
it.
of money
Yeah.
and put you on their podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've been showing a guy the last couple weeks on their podcast that just shits in his hand and just spreads it all over his body.
Oh,
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Yeah. So you gotta do that in order to make money as a guy on OnlyFans, which
Shit play.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah. Not quite there.
Not there yet.
yet. Man.
Is he German?
No, he's a Yankee. He's a good old USA.
God damn it.
Yeah, probably from
Inflation's
Florida.
getting that high, dude, huh? I mean, dude's playing with shit now.
Yeah, probably from Florida. That's
Yeah, probably Florida.
Yeah.
most likely.
Yeah, I'm conflicted about that because at the same time I don't want to see Americans doing that shit, but also I don't want to see Germany beating us at anything.
Yeah, true.
Like
Yeah.
whenever I get flack from a German person about anything, I'm just like, "Fuck you, Hitler!" Like,
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be a long time before I see them as equals.
I was like
World War
really
II?
pumped for Zone of Interest to maybe win Best Picture, but at the same time, I'm pretty glad that they didn't in that Oppenheimer one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been meaning to see it. I thought it looked such a cool concept for a movie.
Yeah, for sure. But it was just kind of nice to be like, oh, the movie about the bomb that ended World War II won instead of
Yeah,
the Nazis.
yeah. How cool it is that some people just lived next to Auschwitz and
Yeah.
didn't give a shit.
Right.
Yeah, I saw a tweet about it that was kind of funny. Like Oscars giving awards for the bomb movie while we are currently bombing the shit out of
Yeah.
another country. It's
Right.
like, the bombing continues.
It was that. You guys watch the Oscars?
I did not.
No.
It was
I saw the
actually,
winners, though.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was like the first good one in like a decade at least.
I'm glad Emma Stone won, because that movie was fucking sick, dude.
That was a sick movie.
Poor Things?
Right.
Did you
she,
see that?
She plays a prostitute, right?
Well, that's towards the end, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dude,
I don't know about
it's,
towards the end. That's like half
yeah,
of
it's
the
a good
movie.
part,
She's a
good portion of the
prostitute.
movie, yeah.
Spoiler alert.
But no, dude, the concept of the movie is that she was a pregnant lady who killed herself, jumped off a bridge,
It's a feel good.
and Willem Dafoe is like this crazy mad scientist, dude, and he like takes the baby out and takes the baby's brain out and puts it into her head, so that she's an adult person with a kid's brain, and he like grows her into
So
being a person.
An adult
He like
person-
Frankenstein's her pretty much.
So an adult person with a kid brain, so just a normal woman. Joking.
Boom. Boom, ladies.
That's such a cool concept. Yeah, the
it
the
was
whole
nuts,
aesthetic
dude.
of that movie looked so cool.
Dude, the way they shot it was fucking sick, dude.
Yeah,
That's like his
check that out.
fourth movie, Yorgos. And
Like how they kept going from the fisheye to like the wide line, like it was just it just looked really nice, and the colors and everything were
the
sick.
last couple movies he did, I was like, dude, I get it. You like wide lenses.
Yeah.
But then like this one, it made way more sense that he was using them, and I was like a little bit more okay with it.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah, I thought it looked really nice.
Yeah, but I think it was also just because like the production design and the whole look of it was like really, what's the word I'm looking for? Just out there, just fantasy.
Yeah.
Kind
Yep.
of, yeah, unrealistic.
Like magical realism.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah,
love
because
that.
all the other ones that he's done have been fairly realistic settings.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I don't know that the
Yeah, this one was like
violence worked
super
for that.
colorful, and like they would like going extra hard in like the backgrounds and shit like that too.
Yeah.
Like everything was just like looked really nice.
Well, they're using that new LED screen that all the filmmakers are using now, the volume or whatever. Where
Is it like a green screen replacement?
it's
Or
like yeah, exactly. It's green screen replacement. It's just LED walls that like match to the camera. So as you move the camera, the background moves so that you can have a real background behind the actors, so they can actually see what they're looking at instead of just green.
Oh,
So
that's
everything's,
kind of
like
sick, dude.
there in picture. You know.
What do you make of this new? I forget what it's called, but like Dream something maybe. This new AI that can do. It's not just images. It's like full on video. Like
Yeah.
apparently Tyler Perry was working on like an $800 recording studio or something. Like he was going all in, and then he cut production of it entirely once he saw this tech. He was just like, I'm not wasting my money on.
Yeah,
Jesus.
$800 million studio expansion in Georgia. He was doing that.
Yeah.
He pulled the funding for. Yeah, I think it begins with an S.
Soros or something?
Yeah,
No,
Sauron.
No, it's Soros. It sounds weirdly like George Soros.
Yeah,
Soros something.
yeah, something like that. But Sorna,
Sora.
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 Yeah,
Yes.
there we go.
There we go.
Word association, guys.
Yeah, I'm terrified. Is what. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's like the internet. That's how big this change is going to be with AI. You know, it's like we're on the cusp of something that's going to completely change the way we do things and look at things. And like my career as a filmmaker is going to completely change entirely. But
I'm still in my mind the jury's still out on like how much people will value the fact that like human beings created the thing. So it's like something I love about comedy is that I feel confident that of all art forms, it's the fact that you're watching a real human being who's like volatile and makes mistakes and like is reacting in real time that makes comedy so engaging and so fun. I don't know about movies and TV though. I don't know if I'll give a shit if like a good enough AI movie comes out.
I don't think you'll be able to tell the difference.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, you'll know though. You'll know.
maybe. I mean,
You'll
Right,
see
yeah.
you'll see the fingers.
I gotta say, like,
That's true.
or the fucking,
Funny if they never figure that out.
That would be so
Did
funny.
you see that the whole thing about the royal family and how Kate,
Right, the Princess of Wales.
yeah, she posted a picture, but it was manipulated.
I keep hearing about this, and I keep being like, "Who gives a fuck?"
That's it was on every fucking news channel, over and over and over again, and I still don't understand why we care. But they edited the photo and made a whole big thing out of it. But I've always been like somebody who can tell if it's AI, and they showed a comparison of two different shots. One was real and one wasn't.
How is this not the first thing that comes up? It's all I've heard about.
Oh yeah,
There we go.
CBS. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, nobody cares.
Oh my god, everything is behind a fucking.
I know you got to pay like $1 to read anything.
Yeah, whatever.
Thanks a lot, Biden.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what. I guess like the jerking off over anything royal is not that surprising, but like the
Right.
fact that they were using Photoshop. I mean, the Kardashians have been photoshopped to the nines for
Right.
like decades at this point. It's
Yeah.
like this is not new.
Like it's just insulting them that they didn't do a good job.
Right.
Yeah, for real.
That's the complaint.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, come on.
But for that new video AI thing though, I did see they put like a drone shot of Santa Monica, and they put two videos next to each other, and they're like, tell us which one's AI and which one's real. And I was like, oh, I always get this right. And I was like, that one's real. And they're like, that one's AI. And I was like, fuck.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's like that captcha thing. It's like finally come full circle. Mm-hmm. It's like they're tricking us now. Mm-hmm. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about the like one of the big reasons I go to the movies anymore is because of who I know is behind the direction of it. So like Killers of the Flower Moon came out, I was like, I'm gonna see this because it's Scorsese. I gotta see the Scorsese movie. Mm-hmm. But then again, I don't know. It's like how people have like it's now a job. It's a full-on profession to be a prompt generator for AI. So maybe that's where directing will go. It's just people that are really good at using this tech.
To a certain extent, for sure. I mean, I do agree with you about like comedians and stuff. Like I think live performances are gonna probably get bigger. Mm-hmm. I almost feel like. Mm-hmm. But there's definitely going to be that want for, real people doing it. Because, I mean, there's just certain things that, like, at least not yet, that AI can't do. And, like, you got to put an actor in a place, and it completely changes their mindset emotionally. Right. Like, AI is just repeating what people have already done.
What they're typing in.
It's like,
yeah.
It takes away the spontaneity of movie making.
Exactly, yeah. So. I this quote stuck with me a while ago. Jonah Hill talking about working with Scorsese on Wolf of Wall Street, and he said that directing at its core is just really high-level problem solving.
Yeah.
So, like, you have the vision, that's the easy part. Mm-hmm. But being able to manipulate the environment and get the actors to do what you want to do, that's the core of it. And I never thought of it in that way. It's such an interesting perspective.
It's a lot of yes and no's.
Right.
All day long.
Yeah.
Like, if you prep enough when you're filming, you shouldn't have to do very much.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I'm slowly adopting that mindset with comedy. Like, I like to romanticize the spontaneity of it, but sets go so much better when I have a fucking plan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the last couple of weeks at the Glovebox show, I just haven't planned anything. I went up there and I was like, this is dog shit.
Right, yeah.
It's terrible. I could crush it if I went up here and planned something, but I just haven't been.
Yeah.
I gotta get back into doing that. I haven't been booking a lot of gigs either, so I'm like, I've just been hosting.
Mm-hmm. You're a great host, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
The point has been fantastic.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Best mic in Boston.
Hey.
Yeah, I genuinely think so. I think it's a location thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're obviously doing a great job, but the location, because like most mics, like the regulars, the people there, like the I hate when comics say this, but like the civilians, non-comedians that are there, are just there to have like a quiet night, maybe have a beer or two.
Yeah.
And they're not having a night out.
Yeah.
Whereas on Tremont Street, it's like fun young people that might encounter an open mic and be like, oh, cool, that's,
Exactly. Free show? Why not?
Right, exactly. As opposed to like, God damn it, I wish these retarded autists would just shut up. Let me enjoy my drink.
Is it you who has the bit about an open mic and... I don't want to... We don't have to say it on the mics or anything.
That's okay. Not enough people are listening for it to matter.
But the one about a couple trying to have a date. And,
yes.
That's autism.
Yeah.
Dude, we're on a date.
I love that.
I like that joke a lot.
I love that bit.
Thanks, man.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a show tonight. Hell
Sir.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. Every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Come on down.
So you're from Attleboro originally?
Yeah, so my father lives in Attleboro, my mother lives in Norton, right next door. Nobody knows where Norton is, so I always say Attleboro. But I graduated from Norton High.
Hell yeah.
We used to call it Snorton Norton. Yeah. So you can probably guess what we're famous for.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Terrible.
That's where you got your habits.
Yeah. That's where I got the...
bad allergies.
Yeah, the energy to throw away 10 years of my life. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's something to be said for scraping the bottom of the pool, seeing what's down, like giving you a reason to like, oh, now I know why it's good to be sober.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people spend their whole lives and they're like, I don't know what might have happened.
Right. Well, yeah, I lived in Norton, and then I moved to Winthrop, which is just like essentially like a drunk island, you know.
Yeah.
And I lived there for like 8 years. So, and there's really nothing to do there except for like drink and go to the beach.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tried to do a show there.
Oh, you tried to run a show there?
I tried to run a show there. I
Yep.
was trying to do a showcase there every month at my buddy's barbecue place. But it just is, it's not designed for comedy. It's just the way the bar is to the stage. It's like offset, and the people that go in there like really don't give a fuck
Right.
at all. And it's either people just not paying attention or people heckling because they want to be a part of the show. So
was Attleboro one of those like sort of sleepy Massachusetts towns that you were just ready to get out of the moment you could, or?
yeah, I mean, my whole family is pretty much still in that area, so I'm still down there quite a bit. But I don't know, there's nothing really going on down there. It's just like a pretty average suburb, you know?
Yeah, there's a ton of those around.
It was close to Providence, which is nice, because like growing up in high school and stuff, once I got my license and everything, being able to drive like 15 minutes to go to a city was huge when you're in high school, you know?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
Yep.
if you're not living in a city, that's really cool. And Providence is awesome, or at least it was.
Providence is super cool, man. They have their comedy venue there. I forget what it's called. The Comedy Connection.
Yeah.
It's such a cool venue. It's like it's a remodeled bank. So the green room is a literal bank vault.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's so cool.
Have you performed there?
No, but I drove Juan Bustos down there for a gig that he was doing. Shout out Juan. That was like an all Colombian gig.
Oh, nice.
And I actually speak some Spanish, so I was able to follow along.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Yeah, it's right next to the bridge in Providence that has been shut down for 2 months.
Oh, yeah?
Or 3 months now, I think. Because apparently something was just not built correctly. And all these engineers were there, and there's like this hole to go down where like the foundation was. And none of these guys, they're all like old engineers, none of them wanted to go down and take a look at it. And so this intern went down to take a look at it. And he was like, guys, this doesn't look right. And they were all like, yeah, okay, whatever, intern. And he took a bunch of pictures of like what was wrong with the thing, and then ended up posting them on social media. And then everybody found out about it, and now they had to close it down and rebuild the bridge. So it's been causing traffic. I've been down there for like a month on my family's farm in North Dighton. So I've been seeing nothing but that on the news about people complaining about traffic in Providence.
It's a pretty smooth transition to one of the stories I wanted to talk to you guys about, this Boeing story.
Oh, yeah.
So like for people listening that don't know, like Boeing for a while, there's been a whistleblower, I forget the guy's name, but for like 20 years he's been talking about how Boeing's been cutting corners, like on quality assurance stuff. So guys that were finding too many errors or too many problems in the mechanics and the engineering were getting fired. Like they were literally incentivizing you to find fewer problems. The craziest one that stood out to me is that they were using Dawn dish soap as lubricant. Like,
Holy shit, really?
it's fucking insane. Yeah, it's crazy. And so this guy was whistleblowing all this stuff. He's done a ton of interviews about it, being like, Boeing's a fucked company. They just found his body. He apparently committed suicide.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, right?
How'd he do it?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm going to pull that up.
Like, I feel like Dawn dish soap is probably more expensive than Astroglide.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean? Like, or like a good KY.
Dude, they were selling that tub of lube on Amazon. They could use that.
Yeah.
Okay, so he worked for them for 20 years. He hasn't been whistleblowing for 20 years. He's been whistleblowing since 2019. Former quality manager at Boeing.
Yeah, 5 years.
Self-inflicted gunshot wound. What appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Yeah. Shot himself 3 times in the head with a shotgun.
So he was
making that up.
murdered. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's just, obviously we see this all the time with, like, the Clintons, but I don't often see it with big companies, I feel.
Right.
But why wouldn't it happen? I mean, Boeing's got to be a $500 billion business.
I mean, yeah, they're selling planes all over the world.
Yeah, they are the plane guys, and they're massive defense contractors, too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. My dad, he has like 3 million miles with Delta. Shout out Delta. And he travels
Those
every week for
Biscoff
work.
cookies, baby.
But he's just like, he knows each plane now. Like,
Uh-huh.
and he like knows which ones are good and which ones suck. which is pretty interesting.
You ever see that movie Up in the Air?
Yeah.
That was so great.
Yeah.
That scene where he's like he's explaining how to go through security.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't want to get behind families, you don't want to get behind old people.
That is,
Asians.
That is my father.
Quiet, efficient, they know what they're doing.
Yes. Yeah, that is my father. My stepmother hates that movie.
Really? Oh, because it's
Yeah.
predictive of a shit relationship.
Right. Well, yeah. All right. So all this is coming out then right after the Alaska thing.
I was just gonna bring that up to the door coming off.
Yeah.
And what was the airline where maggots came out of? Like,
Oh,
out of
yeah,
the,
dude, that was,
we talked about that briefly.
What was that? United, I think.
I forget.
Yeah.
Easily Googleable.
I think it was because we made the joke of them dragging the dude down the aisle. That was United, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the guy who shit himself?
No, that's a different one.
Oh, I saw that though. A guy
That was
shitting himself
wild.
up the aisle. It's so funny.
Yeah.
They turned the plane around.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
Because the smell was so bad.
Yep.
That's a literal Louis C.K. bit. He's like, you can stop a plane if you want to. If you just start yelling down,
Yeah.
they'll turn the plane around.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I'm already so angry at everybody I fly with. Like the moment I get to the airport, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
And so like to have some like I'm already pissed at you, and you start shitting in the aisle.
Yeah, I know, dude.
God.
Oh my god.
I would lose my mind.
Yeah, that's bad, dude.
I haven't had to fly in a while, thank God. But yeah, I just can't even imagine getting stuck on a plane where somebody shit all the way down the aisle. I don't even like when somebody shits in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
still smell it. It's like a bus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the
for
same
real.
thing.
Yep.
You know.
I'll dump on a plane.
Oh, I'd do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Long enough
I mean,
flight,
if I
why
have
not?
to, yeah.
If you have to.
Right.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. I'm not going in there for fun.
Right. Have you ever gone in there for fun?
For
Anybody
pleasure?
Break the Mile High Club?
No.
No, I have a friend who did though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a girl who is she and her boyfriend went in there and like they got out and like the entire plane was staring at them like, as they left.
Where were they flying to? Do you know?
I forget.
It's like Boston to New York. Just a quick flight.
I ought to ask her. I'm actually gonna text her.
I hope it was
right
somewhere like they were landing in Newark.
Yeah, it's like if you're going to Newark, you deserve this.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, they just had another plane that had they said it shook violently, but everybody that didn't have their seatbelt on like hit the ceiling in New Zealand.
Oh,
This
shit.
happened like yesterday. Like apparently the turbulence was so bad that people like went into the ceiling and shit.
Fuck.
Maybe I'm a psychopath. I kind of enjoy turbulence. It's like exciting for
That's
me.
a little crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't. Yeah, you might be a psychopath.
I don't know. I'm just very in the mindset of like statistically you're more likely to die in a car crash. You know,
It's true.
trains are pretty safe. Although I don't know, this doesn't really
Yeah,
doesn't
lately,
really support my argument. But
lately.
yeah,
Although you might be more likely now to be shot in the head by a Boeing representative.
Yeah, for real.
okay. So she was flying from China to LAX. So
That's a long flight.
yeah, that's reasonable, especially if it's at night.
Yeah.
That's your best shot.
Mm.
Frankly, that's your best shot.
Yep.
That makes sense. Yeah, I flew from LA to Sydney, and I can see pulling it off.
Yeah,
It's a big plane,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
There's a lot of bathrooms on those planes.
yeah.
There's multiple, so it's not like one of those small ones where
There's only the
there's
one.
only the one.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're holding
You're
everybody
holding
up.
up the line.
Yeah. Although I'm sure I wouldn't be holding up the line.
Yeah. In quicker than the guy for the dump, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be the most disappointing thing if you just couldn't, like, if you, like, got in your head or something and you couldn't bust and you're just in this tiny bathroom, like, ugh, I guess we'll...
I was still in you.
Yeah.
It still counts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost feel like the Mile High Club thing it's become so associated with that risk in my mind that to do it, like, on a private plane almost seems like cheating, you know?
Yeah.
You're automatically getting away with it.
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that would probably be like the only way that I would ever
Actually do it, yeah.
see myself actually doing that. So I, for some reason, was on a private plane.
Mm-hmm.
Although the last time I was on a private plane, it was with a bunch of guys. So
Yeah.
it didn't pan out. Didn't pan out for me.
Yeah, dude, that Alaska Airlines thing was wild. Door flying off.
That's like my worst nightmare.
Yeah, and you're sitting in that exit row seat.
Yeah.
And you're like, you can't get up.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, because you get up, you immediately get
You're
sucked up.
tossed.
Yeah.
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 And, like, what if you just, like, happen to, like, oh, you know, the seatbelt's a little tight.
Right,
And
yeah.
you just took it off for, like, 2 minutes, and then next thing you know...
Oh, man.
Gone.
Yeah.
I always take my seatbelt off too. Immediately when the
Idiots.
thing when the thing dings, dude, my seatbelt's coming off
Oh,
on the
dude,
plane.
I'm strapped in the whole time.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude.
I just don't find them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Just loosen them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny that I have often wondered, like, that it seems like almost a symbolic gesture, the seatbelt, because, like, if the plane crashes, I mean, nothing fucking matters.
Right.
But in that situation, it's like the one situation I can imagine where it's actually helpful.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know, still, I mean, even, like, if you're right at the plug, I think you're still fucked, because that's, like, 500-mile-per-hour wind.
I know.
There was some lady where the window broke and she got sucked from her seat. She had her seatbelt on. Got sucked through the window.
Windows are so small, though.
Yeah, dude, and she got stuck in it.
She's just like her head
Yeah,
is
dude.
poking out
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a dog riding in a car.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a pilot that...
Yeah, she was
that
dogging out, dude.
She was dogging out on the plane.
in England, I think, there was a pilot that the front window came off, or they hit a bird or something, and it came off, and he got sucked out. And the other guy grabbed him by the legs, and he held on to him for. It took him like 30 minutes to land the plane, and he made it.
Holy shit.
Shit.
Can you imagine how fucking terrified you must be while you're outside of that thing, just like flailing?
I mean, who's flying the plane at that point?
You got me.
That's heroic.
Yeah.
That's heroic.
Yeah.
Also, like, one of the most inconvenient ways to be a hero, you got this dude's ass in your face while he's just screaming at you, like,
Yeah.
don't let go.
Yeah.
You'd think that that glass would be reinforced enough to take a bird.
Well, you'd think that the plug would not open up on a Alaskan airline.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a similar story, glass breaking story. Did you guys see, I think it was like Mitch McConnell's sister-in-law or something? She was driving her Tesla, her Model Y, I think, the SUV, and she went off a bridge into some water, and she ended up drowning because there were people that went down to save her, but they couldn't break the glass of the windows.
Oh, shit.
Oh, is it like reinforced?
Yeah, I mean, Elon has had fun with the idea that, like, our vehicles are they're basically tanks, especially the Cybertruck. You know, like, you can literally go into a war zone with these things. Mm-hmm. I guess he didn't think about the possibility that somebody might actually have to break that glass.
Right. Oh, fuck. That sucks. And, like, that's just, like, such a tease, too, because, like, a large portion of the Tesla is a window. Like, the whole ceiling is a window.
Right, yeah.
You're like, there's so many opportunities to be free.
Yeah, you're just sitting there looking at four people trying to save you.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. That sucks.
Well, that's the handles, too, that this past winter they froze and people couldn't open their Teslas because the handles are flush with the door.
Right, yeah.
It's like they're finding all these problems with the design at this point.
Yeah, the handles, there's a lot of aspects of the Tesla I find incredibly cool, but the handles, it's like, you're just trying to make it look cool. There's no value to this.
Yeah. Well, I definitely don't think there's value to, like, the fart noises, but I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, no. My friend has a Tesla, and I always have him turn it on when we're in his car.
I mean,
It's so funny.
Yeah.
The turn signals, dude. Any turn signal, it's just a whoopee cushion noises. It's great, dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it in my car to, like, bother pedestrians. That would be hilarious. If you could change your honk into just a giant fart.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Awesome.
That
would be
rule.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'd be down with that. Teslas are just
Like, the more aggressively you push the horn, the crazier it comes out.
I've been getting, because I drive so much for Uber, I've been getting into honking. It's like, it's really fun. Like, especially my favorite thing to do is, like, when you're behind somebody at a light and, like, the moment it turns green, just hitting the horn.
Or, like, you see the other light turning red and you, like, hit it right before it turns green, so it's already beeping.
Yeah.
Like, how did you know? How long have you been doing Uber?
Pretty much full-time since I started doing comedy. I was doing a sales job before that. I was doing, like, door-to-door sales for a while during COVID.
Oh, really?
There's maybe, I've had the most...
Were people like, get the fuck off my front doorstep?
Shockingly few people. I did really well. It's like, it's incredible. Yeah, I've had the worst COVID jobs possible in terms of like exposure to the public, like door-to-door sales, Uber, and stand-up comedy, where you're in a room with like packed with people. But yeah, that was an interesting experience. I'm glad like I had that under my belt. Kind of good preparation for comedy. Like you need to have like truly no shame whatsoever
For sure.
Like, bang on strangers' doors and be like, hey, you want
to buy this thing?
Yeah.
What were you selling?
So I was selling it was like a renewable energy company where the way it works is, so do you have like Eversource?
Mm-hmm.
So on your Eversource bill, you can choose, there's a section called supplier, and Eversource is just a default supplier, but you can choose where Eversource gets the electricity that they power your home with. So like you can choose, you can opt to them buying energy credits essentially from whichever company you want. So if you want to make sure that the electricity equivalent that your house is using is like wind energy, which it was in this case, then you can select that.
Oh, no shit.
And so we were basically selling wind energy. That was the idea.
Huh.
Yeah. It's a cool concept, but what you realize is like there's a reason they had people going door to door, which is like, if a product really has value, you don't need to fucking throw it in people's faces. They'll come get it.
Yeah, there's a lot of like door-to-door solar people now too that I see.
People would often confuse me with that.
Yeah, they're like the new Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a tough one, because the one I was doing, all you had to do is like grab an Eversource bill and let me like put some information into my little iPad, and that changed it. That was all I needed to get people to do.
Yeah.
But the solar panel thing, that's wild, because you're selling people on the idea of literally like changing the physical structure of their house.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
I have solar in my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty great. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I don't really see myself not wanting that in the future.
Yeah.
It cuts down the bill so much.
Yeah.
And I'm very poor because I do comedy.
Right. Yeah, that's the money thing is another thing I learned from that, is like as liberal and climate conscious as, you know, the people of Massachusetts proclaim to be, the moment you tell them that their, you know, kilowatt per hour is going to go up like 5 cents, they're fucking they're basically Alabama Republicans, like fuck climate change, that shit isn't real. It's just bottom line for people.
Yeah.
Know? But yeah, so, for Uber, yeah, I've been doing it now pretty much full-time for 2 years. I really love it. I mean, like, it's, there's aspects of it that aren't great. Like, I'm technically a private contractor, so I don't, you know, they don't have to insure me or anything like that.
Oh.
They don't have to give me health insurance or anything. But I'm still on I don't make enough to disqualify myself from Mass Health, so that's fine. And yeah, I like the freedom of it. I like being able to start and stop whenever I want. You know?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I can't. I got a DUI.
Was that a fun DUI story or just a sad one?
I mean, I drove the wrong way on the highway.
Hell yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. And there was no accident.
Nice.
So, you know, in my book, I won. Even though I very much lost. No, I already haven't had my license for 2 years, and then I just settled it in court 2 weeks ago, and now it's like another 3 years
until you can get it back.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh fuck, man. I don't know.
How long have you been sober for?
2 years.
Over 2 years. Yeah.
That's
pretty much lines up perfectly with.
That is a good rock bottom moment.
Yeah.
Driving.
Well, it was the second DUI too, so it was like
Gotcha.
I got one when I was in my early 20s, and I almost made the 10-year cutoff, because I guess if it's more than 10 years, they can treat it as a first offense if it's your second offense.
Oh, okay.
But I was not that lucky.
Yeah. That sucks.
I guess I could get my bike and Uber Eats.
How was the getting sober journey? Did it feel good immediately, or were you itching and scratching for a while?
It was interesting. I've been playing with the idea for a year, and I was like, I just don't really see myself doing it. And then that all happened. Me and my girlfriend split up, and I was like, fuck, man, all right, I gotta change something.
Right.
And my buddy and his wife were moving out of an apartment into another place, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna come help you move for the long weekend, which really meant I'm gonna go on a bender at your apartment while you're packing your things. and I did, and I called it my swan song.
Nice.
And I was drunk for 3 days, and then I had the worst hangover I've ever had in my life, and I never wanted to drink again.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, so it was actually pretty easy. Luckily for me, it's hard for a lot of people, but I really didn't have the urge.
Mm-hmm.
And I still smoke weed because I'm not fucking crazy.
Right, yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna raw dog life.
Yeah.
It's just a little too much. So, yeah, weed helps.
Do you do like AA and shit or no?
I did for a little while.
Yeah.
I was actually in an AA Zoom meeting room that was all stand-up comedians all over the country, which was really...
Oh, cool.
That was a big help. That was like 3 times a week, and we would, spend an hour of doing AA stuff and taking it seriously, and then we'd have like a virtual parking lot hang.
Hell yeah.
And we'd all just like shoot the shit and tell each other about like bombing and stuff like that.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was good. That was a good group to be with when you're trying to...
Totally.
Like, comedians...
Yeah, they get it.
They get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear any wild stories? I mean, I had a bit a while back that I was thinking about going to AA just to get material.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people's whole family life ruined, like, shit like that. There's just all sorts of wild shit.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the newest Curb?
Yes.
Richard Lewis doing material at the...
Oh,
at
no,
the
I haven't
AA
seen that
meeting?
one. I haven't seen that one, no.
It's very funny.
I bet, yeah.
Dude, R.I.P.
Yeah, I know.
R.I.P. to a legend.
Yeah.
I loved his last appearances on Curb.
Yeah.
They seemed so perfect to me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love the one where I think they're at a wedding or something, and they're going back and forth, they're roasting each other, and Larry's just like, "Will you just fucking die?" Yeah, I hope to have friends like that at that age.
For sure, man. Yeah, I mean, they like clearly had so much fun together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. AA is wild. It strikes me as one of those things that's like, it's almost a good rock bottom in of itself, because you're surrounding yourself with people that like, damn, this is not a world I want to be in.
Right.
A friend of mine recently went to rehab, and she didn't have any major problems. She just didn't like where her relationship with alcohol and weed was at. Mm-hmm. And so she was like, all right, this will help me, get back to a more comfortable, healthy place.
Yeah.
And she had very much that scared straight thing, because everybody there was like on meth and fentanyl and shit.
Right.
She had a couple stories that made me laugh. The first night she was there, her roommate like had brought a crack pipe in her pussy and like lit up in the shower like instantly the moment she gets there.
Holy shit.
And my friend is like walking down the hall and just casually mentions to an orderly like, there's a weird like plasticky smell. She didn't even make the connection. She didn't even realize. And then the next thing she knows, like, all of security of the facility is, like, rushing to her door. She's like, oh, fuck.
I accidentally smoked crack once.
How was it?
And it was not great.
Really?
It was great.
I've heard the exact opposite.
But, well, the thing was that I was, like, already super drunk.
Right.
And I was in Florida. Like an hour north of Miami, in a town called Lake Worth, which the locals called Lake Worthless.
Sounds like an ideal place to do crack.
Yeah, exactly. And so like me and my buddies, we were on spring break, and I convinced my buddies to go to a strip club, and I guess the 2 buddies I was with, they like spent all their money on fucking bottle service at a strip club, which is ridiculous. And I went out for a cigarette. When I came back in, they were gone. And I was like, fuck, my phone's dead. And I ended up getting a ride home from 2 strippers.
Nice.
And they were like, oh, we'll come in for $40. And I was like, well, I don't have any money left. So I went in and I was like, guys, do you have $40? And they were like, shut the fuck up, Cameron. Get the fuck out of the hotel room. And they slammed the door on me. And then this lady came up to me outside the hotel and was like, because I'm just sitting on a bench at this point, just like almost blackout drunk, wicked out of it. And she's just like, do you like to get high? And I'm like, yeah. And she just hands me what I thought was like a one-hitter. But I was so drunk, I just fucking ripped that thing. Yeah. And immediately it was like, whoa! And then she like offered me another hit, and I was like, I think I'm good. She ended up pointing a gun at me.
No shit.
Yeah. So I thought I was being a polite crackhead by walking her back to her hotel room. And then when I get there, something told me, like, just stop. Don't go in this hotel room. And I looked up, and there was, like, a syringe on the table. There was a guy passed out on a couch. And then she was pointing a handgun at me, yelling at me that I followed her. And I ran and hid in my buddy's Subaru for the night. And I didn't quit drinking at that point.
That's much like one of the last scenes in Running the Light. Did you ever read that Sam Tallent's book?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Highly recommend. We talked about it a few episodes back, but yeah, that's kind of like a coming to Jesus moment. It's this guy, he ends up smoking heroin without realizing it, and like, yeah. But yeah, I've always thought that's the best way to do drugs is by accident.
It's a surprise. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because then you know what it's like, but you didn't have that intentionality that might make you want to do it again. You know?
Yeah, I went to some party at Brown University when I was bouncing around too, and I smoked a blunt with a bunch of guys, and then as soon as I took a hit, I was like, this seems different, and they were like, yeah, well, we laced it with PCP, and so that was another experience that I don't ever need again. But yeah, it's nice to be in my 30s now and be calm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I just smoke weed, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I nap a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, man.
Dude, you got me last week. I saw your story and I immediately went home and was like, I just bought Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Now I'm having a bowl.
Oh yeah, I had a story that was on the Instagram that was like, I am still an adult. I ate Cinnamon Toast Crunch for lunch and had a nap today.
Of all cereals, that's probably my favorite munchie you go to.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, yeah. Do you know they have this new one? It's like, so it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but they have it's called Cinnamon Toast Crunch Minis, and they're like these little tiny balls of cereal, and it's the same taste, but for some reason it's so much better.
Right. Yeah.
See those new ones they're coming out with that are like they have the cream inside? They're like Oreo filling on the inside of cereal.
God.
They're doing like Fruit Loops, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, like Cocoa Puffs, all these ones with like Oreo filling.
See, like, I used to get excited about going to bars and drinking, but this is the type of shit that I'm excited about now.
Dude, I've thought about this so much that like the moment, because when I've taken breaks from drinking and weed, like my brain still wants like a reward at the end of the day.
Right.
You know? And so I get much more interested in dessert, whereas when I'm drinking, I don't give a fuck at all. Yeah.
Yeah, my sugar intake since I quit drinking has gone up tenfold.
Yeah,
I bet. So this other story from rehab, this girl went to, so her next roommate was like withdrawing from fentanyl, and she was on Suboxone, which apparently makes you like puke your guts out.
Yeah.
And so she was like, my friend was just trying to sleep, and this girl was just booting violently into the trash can, and like on the floor in their room. And my favorite part of this is that midway through, like, my friend was like visibly disturbed, and midway, like, between vomiting, this girl looks up and is like, "What's wrong?"
Oh shit. Oh man.
Are you withdrawing too?
You know what's weird about like successfully quitting drinking is when you have people tell you that like you inspired them to quit drinking, and then I'm like, oh, don't go off of me. Like, I am like not a good example of anything. Like, that always feels very strange.
Yeah, well, you know, you make the right decision, you inspire people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is weird though, because it's very, everybody's journey is so unique to them. You don't think of it as like, I'm doing something, I'm, you know, potentially a leader in this situation. It's just like, I'm just trying to deal with my own shit.
And I got like super lucky that I didn't really have that big of an issue quitting, and especially since doing comedy, like we're in bars every night. You know, but so like I don't never know what to say to people about like suggestions on quitting. I'm like, I don't know, you got to figure it out. Like you got to want it.
Yeah.
You got to want it.
The last couple hangovers I've had, I've wanted to quit drinking.
That's what does it, man. I'm telling you, like, I started getting, like, as soon as I got into my 30s, I started getting, like, 2-3 day hangovers, and I was like, I can't fucking live like this, dude.
Yeah.
It was great, though. I quit drinking, and then my buddies were like, by the way, you were 1 week away from your intervention.
No shit.
And I was like, I fucking got ya. Beat ya. They had talked to my family and everything. They had planned it all out.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Good for you, man.
Yeah. So take that, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to an intervention? I've never intervened on anybody.
Me neither.
Yeah.
No, I haven't had the opportunity yet. I don't know. I'm not the best person for that, I don't think. I don't know how seriously I could take it. Like, you know, I have to write those, like, really long notes and everything. Like, I can't be serious that long.
Yeah,
It's a big problem. And, like, you have to be serious during that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I would just start chuckling.
One of my favorite scenes in The Sopranos is Chris's intervention.
Oh, yeah.
Chris
When he's like,
Moltisanti.
yeah. When they're like, he's like, I came to your apartment. You were throwing up in the toilet. No, you had puke all over yourself. Disgusting. It's Pauly talking, dude. It's so funny.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, it's just intense shaming for an hour.
Right.
You know? It's kind of a mean thing. I mean, it's in the best interest of the person, obviously, but you have to be willing to be really mean. It's like, I love that the intervention in It's Always Sunny, when Dennis is just like, okay, issue number 1, you are annoying.
Right. Yeah. See, that's the type of thing I would do. That's like, be like, how is this bothering me?
Right.
Yeah, turn it into what's wrong, like how it affects you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're making it very hard for us to hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like, we're in this cultural moment where shame is very much like, we're trying to. It seems like the movement is towards a society with no shame, but like, all the times in my life that I've made positive changes have been because, like, I couldn't look myself in the mirror anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Know?
Like, I don't course correct till I hit rock bottom, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
This new generation, though, I don't know. There's not a lot of drinkers, not a lot of partiers.
That's true. Yeah, they're going straight for pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Yeah. A friend of mine, I remember he was like 4 years younger than me, and I remember he was in high school and I was in college, and like, he was very much a marker for me of like, okay, this is another generation. And he wasn't into drinking, and I was like, oh, good, that's healthy. And then he proceeded to tell me about all the Xanax he was taking, how like kids he knew were doing blow in class. It's like, I was like, damn, dude, I never saw anything like that.
Yeah. Pretty intense.
Yeah.
I think I drank in class a couple times.
Yeah, I like the idea of like the Hunter Thompson-esque, like having a cocktail and reading a book or something, but the moment alcohol touches my lips, I just can't. I can process information in that moment, but it doesn't stick at all, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I just can't stop once
That's my issue, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like, I'm never like, oh, I'll have one.
Yeah.
Like, I was never that guy.
Nope.
It was like, if I have one, I'm gonna have a lot.
I'm here until 4 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
I'm gonna close the bar. Type of thing.
Yeah. I find what helps, I mean, I definitely struggle with that from time to time too. Like, it's funny, we were talking about it in context of comedy, like having a plan. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest thing for me, is like, if I have a definitive idea of like, this is what I'm doing tonight and this is what I'm doing tomorrow too, that I don't want to fuck up.
Right.
Then, I mean, famous last words, you know, you guys will be intervening on me in a couple of years, but
yeah.
But as of right now, when I'm able to have just a beer or two, and
cleaning
then
the puke up off of your face,
Disgusting. I will quote that if I ever have to do an intervention. It won't even be in context for anything.
Comedy was a big
I will
help,
do
though,
it.
for like quitting, because I did comedy. The first time I ever did comedy, I was 14, and I did it at my high school, and I got suspended, which was great. But I got a standing ovation.
Like a talent show thing?
Yeah.
Sick.
Tell this story, man.
Yeah.
I said something about a fat lady on a plane and how she took up both seats next to me, and
That's relatable content right there, dude.
yeah, man. You know,
I've had that happen.
And then, like, the principal, when he suspended me, he was like, and there was a fat lady in the front row. I was like, you're the one saying there's a fat lady now. I came up with a fake person.
Yeah, my fat lady was theoretical. You're the one
Yeah.
actually shaming somebody.
Yeah, you're pointing
That's
them out. That's
hilarious.
terrible. And he was like, "You're gonna be suspended for 5 days." And my dad was on the phone with him from like, I think he was working in Puerto Rico or something, and he was like, "What's the suspension? The amount of days suspension for somebody punching somebody in the face?" And he was like, 5 days. And he goes, "And you think this is in par with that?" And I ended up only being suspended for a day. But then I continued comedy till I was about 22, I guess. Yeah, just about 22. And then I just got so busy with work and being an alcoholic that I stopped. But when I quit drinking, it was like right back into it. Like my brain was firing a lot faster, and it gave me a lot to do with my time.
I just love imagining your principal lecturing you, being like, "Samantha is fat as shit.
Yeah.
How do you think she felt
Exactly. It's
when
like,
you were
come on,
spewing
dude.
your hate speech?" That's so funny.
I had to look at the fatty in the front row while you were telling a fat person joke, and you made me feel bad.
I mean, is there any better feeling in all of like the academic experience though when you do something like that and you have the entire crowd of students on your side and you know the
And
faculty's
parents.
pissed and parents?
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
just loved it.
Maybe like the most like prescient moment for me in terms of knowing that I would one day do comedy is when I was in high school. I ran for a class vice president, and the way their system worked was that you had to write a speech and then submit it to faculty before you actually gave it so that they could approve it.
Right.
And the effect of this, obviously, is that all the speeches end up sounding exactly the same. And so I made this calculation in my head. I was like, okay, if all the speeches are the same, then this is going to come down to a popularity contest, which I will lose. Okay? So I submitted the speech they wanted to hear, and then I just wrote my own. And then got up and gave my own speech, which was literally just a series of Anchorman references. I was just like,
That's awesome.
"You guys know me as a student, but if you want to know me personally, I own many leather-bound books. I'm kind of a big deal, just shit like that."
Yeah.
And I murdered. I like absolutely murdered,
Yeah.
and like to the point where even the dean was like, "All right, that was pretty good," and I won.
Well,
in
that
a
was the thing
landslide.
too. Is I argued it, and I only ended up being suspended for 1 day because I did submit my entire act to a teacher, and she approved it.
Ooh.
So I was like, "You guys
What
said I
happened to
could
her?
do it." She never ran the talent show ever again, but she was still a teacher. She didn't get fired or anything.
Good for her.
Yeah,
Good for her.
but
For understanding comedy.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. That fat principal didn't understand shit.
He's like, my wife was in the front row.
Yeah.
My fat
It's like,
wife.
"Look, man, between you and me, I thought it was hilarious, but if I don't suspend you, my wife is gonna
Yeah.
fucking kill me."
Oh man, that'd be so good if that was like his reasoning.
I can't sit with my wife on an airplane, dude, all right?
I can't afford the extra seat.
Dude, the accommodation for that is, or at least the attempts at getting accommodation for that are getting so out of control. Like I've seen like Instagram reels of super fat ladies trying to get down the aisle and then complaining that like the plane isn't accommodating for people of size. That's the new expression,
like,
people
we
of
clearly
size.
have bigger issues with the airplanes that we need to take care of
Yeah.
before we handle your fat ass.
Actually, we should put them in the next to all those doors, dude.
Exactly,
They'll plug them right up, dude.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere. Problem
You
solved.
can sit in as many of these seats as you want, as long as you leave your seatbelt off during the flight.
It's gonna
In
take more
case the
than
door falls off.
Yeah.
It's gonna take more than 500-hour winds to suck you out.
Yeah, for
And
real.
you get extra leg room in the exit rows. So
Exactly. Perfect.
It's good for you.
I mean,
Win-win.
literally my entire life, my dad has been like, they should buy 2 seats. They should have to buy 2 seats.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
Make them buy 2.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what happened when I flew, I don't know, maybe a year or two ago, but I was the heaviest I've ever been.
How much?
I was like 245.
That's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but it was the heaviest I've ever been, and I went on an airplane, and I got in the seat, and it was tight.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I gotta lose some weight.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that was the tell to me. I was like, no, all right, time to fucking eat some celery or some shit. you know?
Right, yeah. That's always been the indicator for me if I'm falling off. Like the jeans start getting a little tighter.
Right.
Like I've had like days where like I couldn't get a pair of pants on and I was like, all right.
Right.
It's tough.
That's enough. Domino's has gotten enough of my business. It's fine.
Dynamos.
I just remember because I was trying to get class president senior year. I took it very seriously, which I shouldn't have, because the same type of thing happened. And actually my buddy Adam ended up getting it because he showed up and he was wearing a suit, but under his suit was a Spider-Man outfit.
Done. You're done.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Immediately.
That's so funny.
Yeah. He just took the suit off and put the fucking Spider-Man mask on, and it was over.
It's over.
Yeah.
Who are you going to vote for?
Right.
Fucking the regular guy or fucking
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
What did he say? Don't remember. It doesn't matter.
Another...
He could have said anything.
He could have said anything.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Just like...
Yeah. With great power comes great responsibility
Literally.
is probably what he said.
Yeah.
That rules.
I'm going to go ahead and guess.
Yeah, look, my Uncle Ben just died. Throw me a bone.
Yeah, please. Please.
My other favorite part of my high school class vice president story is that like the kid I ran against like took a mental health day the next day.
Oh, really?
Because he was so like, he's like, God damn it, I actually tried. And this dickhead shows up spewing Anchorman references, beats me in a landslide. Like,
And that wasn't even like a time when mental health day was a thing.
exactly. I think he was the first. I
Yeah.
think my dickheadedness created the first mental health day.
Oh.
It also like years later
Open the door for all those people when Trump won.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was literally just about to say that. So when Trump won, I was I was a senior in college, and the next day I went to my history class, which was like rise and fall of the Soviet Union, and it was like with this history professor that like he was the one professor at school that everybody's like, no matter what your major, you got to take a class with this guy. He's fantastic. And that whole class, we just talked about the election because people were so shell-shocked. It's like, this typical liberal university, right?
Right.
And I remember one person asking, like, so what's Hillary going to do now? And without missing a beat, he just goes, Prozac. And they were like, seriously? And he was like, yeah, she's going to be super fucking depressed.
Yeah.
Like, she's going to take a mental health day.
I think of where I was when he won. I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and my buddy had just moved into a house there because I went down there to work on a movie with him, and we didn't have any furniture yet. We just had the TV, so the TV was literally on the floor.
Living like men, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There was just a TV on the floor in the kitchen, and we were just ripping butts, just watching that. And I was like, "What's going to happen now?" And he's like, "Same thing that happens every time. It's going to be fine,
Yeah.
and then we'll move on." I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
not wrong."
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we kind of like my whole concern was his thing on the campaign trail from the beginning about being like, I don't know if I'm gonna respect the results of elections.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it was a lot.
that to me was the only thing that made him truly different from any candidate we've seen before. Because like the whole like travel ban stuff, we've done that before.
Yeah.
Build the wall. There literally was a wall. Like Bill
Yeah.
Clinton built a wall.
Right.
None of that stuff is that crazy, but being like, yeah, I don't give a shit about democracy. Like,
Yeah,
whatever,
that was a lot.
Whatever. Yeah, that's a little much. Yeah, I remember that night staying up until 3 because to me, like once I lost interest in sports, I gained interest in politics. It's like kind of my sports now.
Yeah.
So I was like, my mind was blown. I couldn't believe what I was watching, and I was up until like 3 a.m, and all my housemates went to bed. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is the most insane. We're never gonna see anything this insane for the rest of our lives.
See, that's interesting that that's the way your mindset went from sports to politics, because I was really into politics, and now I'm like really into sports.
That's a much healthier progression.
Yeah, I just was like, I don't care anymore about these stupid fucking people,
Yeah.
but I should.
I've only cared about sports. I haven't switched at all.
Well, you're level. You know?
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
You're the most level one here right now.
Yep.
Well, you have a kid too, so
Yeah.
it's good to be the level one.
Who's Jace voting for in 2024?
I think he's Trump dog.
Trump dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, Trump has definitely got the under 18 vote. on
Oh, yeah.
lock.
Yeah, for sure.
This guy's hilarious.
He looks like a birthday clown. It's perfect.
Oh, man. We're at 59.
Oh shit.
This is fun, guys.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh, shout out to the guy who was pepper spraying people on the fucking Green Line.
Oh, yeah, we got a couple Boston shout-outs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's going on with that? I haven't heard that.
It was on, what?
It's on the Green Line.
Boston 25, Fox 25, Boston, posted
Yeah.
it on Instagram. It was some dude was just pepper spraying people on the
Yeah,
on
just
for no reason.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, or at least there was no. What's funny in of itself is that I would imagine there's probably a reason. I mean, maybe it was just that he's insane. Who knows? But
That's
like in
more
the headline,
likely.
there was no reason, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
To me, just like he was just pepper spraying motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So shout out that dude, Ked listener of the week. We also had a kid who threatened a school shooting, and I just want to put out that like. That's pussy shit. If you're gonna shoot up a school, shoot up a fucking school. Commit to the bit. We don't stand for
This fucking generation just can't get anything.
Yeah, this
done.
fucking generation.
Yeah, because if you threaten it, you didn't mean it.
Right, exactly.
There's enough people who ballsed up and just went through with it, dude.
There was also a
Could have been you.
I'm assuming homeless guy on the Orange Line that was holding a rat out and just yelling at people, "This is your nightmare." And there's a video of it online.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Pretty
That fucking
entertaining.
rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that guy didn't make any threats. He
Yeah.
went for it.
Yeah,
Yep.
he just let you know.
Yeah.
This is your nightmare.
Yeah. At Ked
I agree.
Podcast, we stand on business in terms of, like, threatening the public.
Yeah.
Like, you got to follow through.
And he did it on the Orange Line, which, like, whatever.
Happens.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Seen
Par for
someone
the course.
literally pull their dick out and just piss in the middle of a train on the Orange Line.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was probably the least crazy thing people saw that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the video, there's an Asian woman sitting, like, 2 seats from him, and the rat is almost in her face. And
She's like, you gonna eat that?
She barely fucking looks up. She just, like, looks over and is like, huh. And then immediately looks back down at her phone. Amazing.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like the up in the air thing, dude. Asians rule.
Right.
Asians are great.
Yeah.
Unintimidated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And shout out Vickers. Andrew Vickers doing big things.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Boston homie.
Yeah. Andrew
Shout out to you.
Vickers. On the same lineup as fucking David Spade. That's awesome, dude.
Crushing.
Dane Cook tonight.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Dan Cook. He's still doing comedy.
I know, isn't it nuts?
Pretty wild.
Yeah.
And he's married to, like, a, 24-year-old?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's another thing that we've been talking about consistently is like this sort of pet theory I have that like your sexual preferences get fucked up by having disproportionate attention from people of a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
So like Dane Cook's when he was hottest is when he was appealing to fucking teenagers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So like and so the same thing with Drake Bell, the same thing with Chris D'Elia. Like I think these guys just get stuck in that era
Yep.
and they can't move out of it. So it wasn't surprising to me at all that
Mm-hmm.
he's dating somebody 30 years his junior.
Yeah.
I thought, you know what, I want to listen to Vicious Circle again and just revisit it.
Yeah.
And I did.
Maybe it's good.
And I did not laugh.
Yeah.
Didn't hold up.
Did you watch it or did you listen? Because he
I
was
watched
very
it.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It just didn't do it for me like it used to,
Yeah.
Should hit Retaliation.
Yeah.
I think that was his best one, right?
That was the
The
first
double
one,
album, right?
Yeah.
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 That one's killer.
That one's awesome.
Shit on the coats.
Yes. That one is,
Someone shit.
that one is hot. He did
on the
another
coach.
special that was on some weird streaming service, and I ended up watching it, but
Newer one, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was like just a whole different him, which I guess is
Oh, you recorded that one at his house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard
Which
he's
was-
been trying to evolve. He's been trying to
a strange
become more mature.
choice
Yeah.
to do it at his house.
Mm.
Because there was only like, I don't know, 50 people.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt weird.
Kevin Hart did one at his house. I thought it turned
Oh, did
out
he?
pretty well. But I mean, if you're fucking Kevin Hart, like
Yeah. Your house is a stadium. So.
exactly, you can probably make it work.
Yeah.
So we're doing the point. You got anything else to plug?
Oh, well,
Yeah, we're teaming up.
we're teaming up, yeah.
Yeah.
With the Glove Box Crab Meat. GBCM is becoming the sponsor of
Premiere on Broadway.
Fuck yeah,
I'm
dude.
Straight.
Building
And we're going to try to dabble in some more shows around Boston soon.
Yeah,
We're figuring that out.
We're in search of the right people to work with and the right venue, and
Yep.
once that's happening.
So if you hear this and you have a venue, give us a buzz.
yeah.
Keep your eyes out for that.
Hell yeah.
Well,
Come
Thanks for coming by, Cam.
Yeah.
Yes, thanks for having me,
It's
guys.
dope.
It's fun.
Bye.
Bye bye.
This ain't nothing without it. Don't let them